looks like okay. How many people? 24. Okay. So now Shantideva says that if we have such devotion or confidence to the Buddha, then we also need to respect the sentient beings. That is some kind of the topic here. So these are empty sentient organisms. So like, you know that if you are really, because that Buddha's kind of, they're taking care of all these sentient beings. Okay. Then we sentient organisms, because that Buddha kind of taking care, this Buddha's responsibility of the taking care of sentient beings. So therefore, if we have such devotion to the Buddha, we should respect to the sentient beings. Sentient of devotion is the Janos. Usually, but sentient tongue, the end of children, so such great Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, they are just only thinking of sentient beings. They are protector of sentient beings. They are refuge of sentient beings. They are father and mother of the sentient beings. We are like child of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So if you have such really respect of that family, the parents, I think we should respect their kids also. If we said that I am very dear friend of that parents, and then we thought behind the parents, if we, beat the child, stealing something from them, and do something, it's not correct, right? Similarly, or like that. So this Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas are for the sentient being, father of the sentient being. So, sentient numbers, and their intention is that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the intention of Bodhisattvas, the thinking or looking is only to be pleased of the sentient beings. They don't have any other kind of, the programs. I think they don't have any other programs. They just wish or looking how to be sentient beings are satisfied. So now we practitioners, okay, that is most the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, for even one sentient being, even they can give the course of life, and even they can enter into the hell realms happily for the sentient beings. So therefore, the benefit of sentient beings is such kind of the Buddha's main things. If we try to be patient, try to be helping sentient beings, and that makes also Buddha also happy. Buddhism was also happy. So because of that, because of that, even if childhood, some childs are, they are a difficult child, and some childs are very kind of already calm and cruel, but some childs are very wild and, like difficult. So therefore, possible some sentient beings, they can give such kind of great harms. But we try to use all our energy, good energy of the three doors, to try to be benefit of those sentient beings because of the Buddha, Buddha's faith. So here says that, oh man, how to say, protector, guidance, is Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And they are day and night for benefit of sentient beings. They can do anything. So, they are like our kings. They are just, doing such things. So, if we are watching them doing something else, it's not correct. Normally, we can say that if you are like really sometimes that, how should say that, the big companies, even boss, they're doing something around there, some preparations, then the other employees, if they watch them, it's not correct, right? Buddha is like our boss. Buddha is like our king. So they are come to this place and try to help him. And if we, think I am something and stay look at and do else than Buddha's wish, and that is not correct. Shantideva says not correct. Only Devi Tabanam Jiva Jirshin. Gonshi is Devi Tabanam. So when you can make place of the sentient beings, and that makes the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas really happy, joy, accomplish their wishes. And if we are harm to sentient beings, then Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas are unhappy, unpleasant. So, therefore, we need to very much concern about things. Any pay attention. Jeta lula kundi member wala, dobe de kunji, deva mojivote, and the same of Nova Hinayo to Yichamon. So, can they give one example? If your body, full body, just 5 blanzer on your body, blanzer, 5 blanzer.
Like fire.
Yes, fire.
Body, yeah. Flames.
Or flames in your body, we never find any happiness, right? Likewise, if you are harm to sentient beings, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will never please. So therefore, to be, how you say, like helping or care, these things are one of the highest of the place of the Buddhas. So, someone who has such devotion to Buddha, then we need to be concerning of all the sentient beings. So, I will read that this damage I have done to bring beings saddens all the Buddhas in their great compassion. Therefore, all these evils I confess.
No, we are on 119.
Oh, 119. Okay, 119. Yes. 119. That means the Buddhas are my true unfailing friends. Boundless are the benefits they bring to me. How else may I repay their goodness but by making living beings happy? That's a very wonderful word. By helping beings, we repay the ones who sacrifice their lives for us and plunge into the hell of unrelenting pains or unrelenting pains. Should beings therefore do great harm to me, I will strive to bring them only benefit. For those who have become my Lord at time took care not even of their bodies, why should I, a fool, behave with such conceit? Why should I not become the slave of others? Buddhas are made happy by the joy of beings. They sorrow the lament when beings suffer by bringing joy to beings. Then I please the Buddha also. By wonder then, I want the Buddhas too. Just as there is no sensual delight to please the mind of one whose body burns in fire, there is no way to please the great compassionate ones, while we ourselves are cause of another's pain. Cause of another's pain. Okay, then here is the more confess of the if we do something on respect to the Buddhas. I think this maybe I can read should be enough, I think. The damage I have done to beings, sudden all the Buddhas indeed great compassion. Therefore, all this evil I confess today, and pray that they will bear with my absence, that I might rejoice the Buddha's hearts. Henceforth, I will be master of myself, the self-servant of the world. I shall not seek revenge, though crowds may tumble on my head or kill me. Trample on my head or kill me. Let go, guardians of the world rejoice. I think guardians of the world rejoice. Okay, that is quite clear, right? Yes. Dados de broken to the doggy, okay, broken to the tongue, to the doggy, the tail of the chain on the world, dying, you go to the Tesame Bassani remote over the Nia, Gumbo Sonji, the Tina, Dani, Kishi Kubama get over. Don't to the doggy. Tesame sending over the one that tongue to the doggy. So now here is that all sentient being, Buddha normally the exchanging or Bodhisattvas, the exchanging, whatever Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have, they share to the sentient being. Whatever sentient being suffers, they take. So therefore, we see that sentient beings have very big link of the relatively also sentient Buddhas and absolutely also very much linked with Buddhas. So therefore, why we shouldn't respect to all the sentient beings. Okay, so that is the Nuvanda Kundredwa, that the great compassionate Lord considered us themselves, all beings, there is no doubt of this. These whom I perceive as beings are Buddhas in themselves. How can I treat them with respect? Okay. And then they will not do what was so the new relationship is. And then the power, the result, this is also very important. Sentient Gwakyabhatenis, when we are respect, when we make place to the sentient beings, that is the only the Buddhas are happy. If someone really make Buddha happy, Buddha laughing, Buddha joy, then we need counseling of the sentient beings, sentient Gwakyabhatenis. The Shentin says, Buddha himself says, these are the real things. So whenever we are placed of the sentient beings, that is only the Buddha makes of that happy. And this is only also to accomplish of our own really meaning from them. If you want to make accomplish of your own sake, that means enlightenment. That is also, it comes to the place of the sentient beings. And if you want to remove the all suffering of sentient beings, and that is also, it comes to the respect to sentient beings, place to sentient beings, and etc. Okay, that I will not talk. So because of those results is very high. So therefore, here says that we should always think of this kind of thing. As we are Buddhists, we should have such confidence to the Buddhas, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, right? So if you think of the Buddhas, then we need to, okay, then I think this is like that. So these very things are placing to the Buddha's hearts, I think, and perfect secures the welfare of myself. These will drive away the sorrow of the world. Therefore, it will be my constant war. And then there's what they going to I think then now here it's like more for advice with some examples, with examples to advise to us to do patient and to benefit of others. And then here is one king, example king, Jabus. So some beings who are very close to the kings, and those people generally may be harm to the kingdom peoples. Those who are very close of the kings, they try to harm to the people, right? Or maybe other people. And then that who have clever ones, they don't harm those people. They just, even they come, attack things, do such kind of bad things to the, to the families, take wives, daughters, things and like that. But those who have such long-term seeing, they don't do anything, they just be quiet. Why? Because they know these are the very close to the king. And if they do something then, maybe the king will come and destroy it, even more worse, If they are quiet, they can maybe survive, so therefore they don't do such things. That was in ancient time, it happened a lot. And today we have law. Today we have like some kind of police and many things. They build this kind of law, police, and jail. And these things take a long time come, because of the many harms. It happened, things like that. Today we talk about democracy and things like that. Those are very much linked of this king and bad people and things like that, okay? He will be joining with this. He can't and then so who knows what to do, what to not do, they don't harm to beg. And because of they have such support. So this example is that also if you harm to sentient beings, and directly it harms to the Buddha. So therefore, such mindful ones, such practitioner ones, they don't harm to sentient beings. That the meaning is like that. Because of that king has such power, and those people have power, but they don't do things. And likewise, so that kind of sentient beings who harms to us, we don't do such bad things. Why is that? There's two ways. The one is that if you harm to them, then that brings us to the inheritance. So hell, that guidance are their kind of support, If we do something, we have to go to inheritance, and we need to think of that also. And other things that the compassionate ones, such Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and they are also looking at those sentient beings. Because of that also, we should not reward us harm, he says. Because of that, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will be not pleased. And that is the one example. Then another example is Dechanas. Monji Jabutambo Niba Chungsam Shibala, Nova Chimbo Shibatan, Gua Shibatan. So certain kings, very wrathful kings, then the people do very little things, and the king very angry, and they really punishment, such things. So therefore, those people are very careful. They try to make place as much as possible to king, because they are really scared of that king will be punished, because that king is very kind of short-tempered. So, so likewise, if you harm to little sentient beings, the result is very high, can be also held enough. So therefore, we should also make place of the sentient beings. So, if we are not place of the sentient beings, then they will be the harmful of the held realms. So therefore, such that wrathful kings, how people may be pleased. Likewise, we should also do sentient beings to please. So that was examples, more like advice, should practice such things like that, okay? So imagine that the stray words of the king does injury to multitude of people. Those with clear far-seeing eyes do not respond with violence, even if they can. For stray words, after all, are not alone. They are supported by the kingly power. Therefore, I will not despise, I think. And the fearful beings tormenting me, they realize that the guardians of hell and also the compassionate Buddhas, therefore living beings, I will gratefully ask the subject mind to placate and wrathful kings. Thank you. And yet the pangs of hell to be endured, though making living beings suffer. Could those ever be unleashed on me by all the ear of such a king? And even if that king were pleased, enlightenment he could not give to me, for this will only be achieved by bringing happiness of beings. Okay, then it's the more summarized, I think. So I will read this. No need to mention future Buddhahood achieved through bringing happiness to beings. How can I not see that glory, fame, and pleasure, even in this life, will likewise come? For passions in samsara bring such things as beauty, healthy, and good renown. It is fruit, the great longevity, the vast contentment of universe king. Okay. So, if you want to be successful of this life or next life, or enlightenment or worldly things, and that is the only way to please all the sentient beings. And then is these things, we like to become beauty or handsome. And this is also one of the main seed is to be patient, tolerance. So we thought, if you are very angry and even you are very beautiful, it immediately become very ugly, right? You don't need to be change over your life or something. That immediately, no matter how much you use on your face or whatsoever. So, if someone be patient, it beauty of this life and also in the future life. And then if someone, I think this really short temper makes very sick, right? And so therefore, tolerance brings also healthy, fine, and living long lives, etc. So if all the time we're fighting and give good circumstances or the short temper, things like that, I think it reduced of the life for surely. And then, so I think that is the tolerance chapters, patience chapters. So now I realize we have only 3 days left. So we will see how it goes in 3 days, but I want to say that, you never know that I can really offer teaching in the future. Maybe can be this only one time in a life, who knows? So I want to tell a little bit more details and kind of correct such things like that. So hopefully maybe you will have time to listen in this someday in the future, either continuously or some gaps, but we will see how it goes. So, thank you very much for the patience. And then